Hey everybody, Ben Engelman here with Friedrich Realty and the Engelman team, and wanted to give you a monthly update along with just a quick weekly update of what is going on in the market for November. End of November here, we're into December, but the month of November for 2023 for Ames, Iowa. So we'll get right into it here. Our active inventory is staying steady right around that 85 mark. 29 pendings last month, which is pretty good for the month of November. The 42 closings is more than we had, and we'll look at those charts here in a minute, but more than we had in 22. So, a little bit of an uptick in the market for folks that didn't buy at the last half of last year. I think things are starting to move a little bit more, and not to mention they dropped interest rates. So interest rates are at about a 12-week low right now. So you're in between that 6 and 7% mark, which is healthy. But when you look at the index of affordability, where it's really index is low, so affordability is just not there. It's the lowest it's been since 1985. So if that tells you anything, in 1985, the median income versus the median house price was about 3.5 times. Right now, I think we're close to around 6 nationwide. So we'll keep a close eye on that because that does definitely affect people's buying power when they're spending 50% of their income on a home versus spending 25% of their income on a home. So, but when you break down the numbers, that resale number is falling. It's at 56. We ended that last week in November with 60, 2 townhomes, 3 condos, 51 single family homes. And that number that we keep paying attention to is that single family home number, because that's going to drive the market going into 2024. So beginning of this year, we had 8 single family homes on the market. I expect that number, new listings last year in December, was less than 25 in Ames. So if that stays true, I think we'll enter the market. Some of these will come off the market, I believe, but there's a good portion that I do think are going to cast over to the new year. And if we start the market, right around that 40 to 50 number, I think it's healthy. It's going to really jumpstart the market instead of waiting till March, April. There was a little bit of a delay, I want to say, this year because there were so few homes on the market. I think it's going to be healthy for the market, not only if you're buying, but if you're selling as well, because people are going to have options. So if you have something worth buying at the right price, it's going to sell fast. So things are still moving. We're still selling houses. When you look at new construction, we're at 21. That number's low. So as the spring market hits, and I think prices stay high, not necessarily go up, but stay high, those are going to get diminished. We started the year out at 33 new construction homes on the market, and now sitting at 21 right now. Some of those may come off the market, maybe 1 or 2 more come on the market, but I still believe that's low. So if more are not started, I believe those are going to be absorbed very quickly, and we could dip under probably the 10 or 15 number by the end of March, just historically what we've seen so far. So that's what we're looking at on a breakdown there. When you start looking at monthly stats, this will be a little bit of a longer video. When you start looking at monthly stats, active listings have dropped a little bit. Like we talked about, they're going to drop. Historically, they do. 21 and 22, they definitely dipped. We're still at a 3-year high when it comes to listings in November. So that's really good news. And then when you look over to closings, we definitely had more than the prior year. And in 21, it was incredible. 20 and 21 were incredibly high just due to the fact that interest rates were so low. When you look at 19, the big uptick there, just remember in 18 and 19, we had double the amount of inventory we have currently. So there were a lot more houses, a lot more options, and yeah, that's why that number's high. But I expect next year that number to get back up, hopefully up in that 50 range, if interest rates come down a little bit or prices get a little bit more realistic. When you look at days on market, it did tick up a little bit, but not much. I would say it's just going to be flat. When compared to 19 and 20, we're still not even close because of inventory. All right. When you look at the new listing numbers here, like we talked about before, it's higher than last year. I don't know if we'll see, like we saw in 2020, that big uptick there. Most likely this is going to come down through December, but where will we land? Plus or minus that 25, we'll see where it goes. When you look at absorption rate, it was trending up ever since May. And this is the first time we've seen it all year decrease. So other than, I guess, April, May, it decreased a little bit, but that's expected with the heat of the market right there. But that absorption rate is going to be key. We need to get that back up a little bit higher so that we have more inventory. And then where your list price versus your sold price, when you look here, this is not terrible. So anywhere between that 100 and 95% is going to be healthy. If you have questions about your pricing, when you look at this, oh man, you think, oh hey, I don't want to give, I have a $500,000 house or $400,000 house, and every percent is quite a bit. Well, the reasons people are dropping this can vary. If you can hold on to the spring market, historically, you're going to get more money for your house. That's just the way it is. When you look at why people sell, sometimes they just got to get rid of the house. If they've lived in the house a long time, $5 to $20,000 is not going to be much to them. They just rather have it off their plate. They need to get rid of it. Their holding costs may be high. All those different things. So your price is 80% of why your house sells. That's just the way it goes. So anyway, that's what I've got for the month of November. And we will be back. I'm going to do a yearly report, just a whole snapshot of it, kind of look over things, compare different things of what the Fed has done, what the economy's done. If people start losing jobs nationwide, inventory could go up. Foreclosures are staying flat across the country, so people aren't just dropping their homes, anything like that. But one thing that you just have to remember, real estate is local, and Ames is in more of a bubble. We are radically different than what the metro experience is down in Des Moines. So if you have questions about that, or why live in Ames, why live in Huxley, why live in Slater, Polk City, Ankeny, Des Moines, Waukee, just give me a call. Let's talk it out and really see, okay, what are the pros and cons of buying there? When you look at the inventory, what are the markets going to do if you bought right now versus in the spring? How much, what's the absorption rate in those different areas? So if you have any questions, let me know. Love to help you out, and I hope you have an amazing week. Take care.